Hi, it's Mike,
And hello, this is Fran.
and this is Mike and Fran Unrehearsed, episode 27. Hey, everyone. Today is January 26th, and guess what, guys? This is Mom's birthday today. Mom turns 94 today. Isn't that fantastic? Hey guys, you're listening to Mike and Fran Unrehearsed real life internet radio at 216 The Net on Wednesdays at noon. And you might have figured out that we probably record the show maybe a couple days before Wednesday, and today we're actually doing it on Tuesday night, which is Mom's birthday. And we had a whirlwind of a weekend. We had Lisa and Linda over on Sunday, and we did a Zoom birthday party with Mom, with the whole family, my brother from Connecticut, my niece from Idaho, and
The boys from the
boys,
city.
my nephews from Chicago, and it was just fantastic. We did a recording of it. Now I'm
Aaron
gonna
Blair from
scrunch it
Gurnee.
down a little bit, and my niece, Aaron Blair from Gurnee, up there too, with her two little girls that are so cute, and they wrote a little happy birthday sign on the Zoom and everything like that. So it's really a lot of fun. And I just want to get this out of the way real quick. So if you guys go to mikeandfranradio.com, guess what? You can listen to all 26 of our shows without having to tune in on Wednesdays at noon. And remember, if you got to go, call Joe. My buddy Joe the plumber offers free estimates, and he'll take 10% off any deal you do with him just because he's a great guy. And remember, Wendy Lawley has a show on 216 The Net also, and it's called How to Succeed in Business During the Pandemic on Mondays at 11:45, and she'll help small businesses with their digital communications and social media. And she's offering a 60-minute free coaching session. So that's Wendy Lally, and that's on my site. And if you guys wanted to pass around some business cards for Mike and Fran Unrehearsed, I actually have a little link that you could click on, and I'll send you an email, and you could print them out like on an 8.5 by 11 and cut them out into business size, business card size, little business cards made out of paper, and hand them out to folks. There's actually a front and back on there because we're encouraging people to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. So once we get our numbers up there, the sky's the limit. Right, guys? Hey, subscribe to our YouTube, and we would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, guys, it's actually been like 2 weeks since we recorded a new show because we kind of rolled over episode 26 because of all that was going on that last week with the inauguration and everything on January 20th. I mean, who knows? The whole, Washington, D.C. and the White House could have burned to the ground for all we know, but it didn't. And now we have a new president, and the old president is out, and we can start fresh, and hopefully things will start coming together. I know a lot of folks are looking forward to getting their inoculation for the COVID-19, the vaccine. We are awaiting news that we will have one available for Mom, hopefully sometime soon. You do have to be over 65, and Mom is over 65. So Mom will have no problem making that requirement, but they need to pump up the numbers on the available vaccines right now. And hopefully we can all get one soon and, relax and, be cautious as always until this thing finally goes away and we can go about business as normal. And I know we're all looking forward to that day. And pray to God it happens sooner rather than later. But, baby steps, folks, baby steps. So, Mom, what did you wanted to say about the So I wanted to say inoculation, but I meant the inauguration.
Oh,
my
say
gosh!
it. You can do it.
So that's what I could do it.
I think
Yes,
it's
I did.
clever.
So here's a question, Mom. What did you think of the inauguration for the new President Biden?
I thought the inauguration for Biden and Harris was very well done, beautiful. It was safe. That was the most important thing. It was what I expected, and it was very well done by many people. The best anthem, Lady Gaga, who was dressed magnificently, loved the braid in her hair.
Oh, yeah.
And the dress with the big red skirt and that olive leaf in the mouth of a dove, a bronze thing pin on her bosom there. I loved it. She is just brilliant when she sings it. Lopez is great. Who wouldn't die to have a body at 51 years of age like she does? But Lady Gaga was just terrific.
Well, I think she just sang with her voice because she has just a beautiful voice, and she doesn't have to overmodulate and and personalize it too much. She just sings with that wonderful voice, and if she wants to do that kind of thing on her songs, fine. But you don't have to do that on the kind of songs that she was singing. She just has a beautiful voice. And that's what you want to hear.
In my day, it was Kate Smith.
Oh.
Kate Smith sang God Bless America. She was a heavy-set lady, and Kate Smith was the darling of everybody that sang at every big event.
Mm-hmm.
But at night, I started to show my age, and that's why I'm mentioning this. I started to feel no enthusiasm for so many of the entertainers that I like Bruce Springsteen, that I like Bon Jovi,
Yeah,
that I
Bon Jovi.
like Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake. Yep.
Timberlake. And somehow I go, well, that isn't your best. That isn't that. And then we had all the rap singers. And we finally got through to Demi Lovato and the lady that ended up. And I found something,
Katy Perry.
that I could criticize every way.
Didn't they look so different?
And,
I haven't
and
seen
then,
those women in a while.
and then at the end, they had these spectacular fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
I have never been a fan of fireworks, even since I was a little kid and used to drive down River Avenue or River Road to go up to Archie Coleman's for some reason. It was in a field behind his big business.
Now, this
and
is in Oregon?
Sit on my father's shoulders when I was a little kid. I never was enthralled with fireworks. And when later on in the years, I would go with Jim and the kids. And then later on, the kids would go and I would look out of the window of our two-story house and watch them a little bit, but I would never go.
Was it because of the loud noise?
No,
or what, what do you
not
think
at
it was?
all. I just didn't appreciate it.
Didn't
But
like it. No.
the ones they had that night were some of the most spectacular fireworks I've ever seen.
They were. They really were.
But
Yeah.
I
So I want to mention something about that. I used to go up to Summerfest in Wisconsin with my friends, my adopted brothers is what I call them, Mario, David, and Mark Avignoni, and their whole family loves fireworks. And so we would go on the first Wednesday that they would open up the Summerfest up in Wisconsin and see the fireworks, and it was fantastic. And we went, it's about an hour and a half or so up there, and we used to do that. Now Mark's married, David's married, and Mario works for Amtrak, so he goes all over the nation with Amtrak. In fact, he went out to Oregon the last time, and he brought back some edibles for me because there's nothing like edibles from Oregon. Oh, I'm getting sidetracked, Mom.
Well, going back to me, to this program, I couldn't decipher many of the words. I'm not into rap. And I was going, oh, disappointing. Then 2 or 3 days later on the radio, I listened to a couple of men talking about how great everybody was and how they liked Springsteen, how they liked Bon Jovi. And I listened to it all, and I thought, it wasn't that bad. It just must be me that I'm starting to get old and show my age.
You see the comments about Bon Jovi.
They
said, am I watching a commercial for Depends or something? Or, it was like a geriatric thing.
I think that's kind of hitting
They
below
went a
the
little
belt.
bit overboard, but it was not his style.
Yeah.
And, Here Comes the Sun and all that stuff. It was okay. I don't know. It
But
was a little corny, really.
I just wasn't as thrilled with it as I should have been, and I was chalking it up. I'm starting to show my age.
Yeah, well.
Now, Michael, if I say 126.67, what do you remember?
Oh, is that a question for me?
Yep.
Oh, Mom's asking a question.
Yep.
Wow. The tides have turned.
Remember January 26, 1967?
I do, because it was a huge snowstorm.
In Elk
It was the
Grove
biggest
Village.
that I could ever remember. I don't think there's been ever one bigger than that snowstorm because the snow was in drifts so high they went over the fence in your yard and up to the roof, and it was just insanity the amount of snow that we got that year.
Well, Gina, our dog, walked over the fence around to the front door and barked at the front door. And we looked across the street at Wendis's house, which was a ranch, and we could just see the snow going all the way up to the roof in front.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like we had like 6 feet of snow, but there were drifts and winds, and and some parts it was that high.
We had 23 inches in
there
a
you
day
go.
and a half.
There you go.
It started snowing on the 26th and started on the 27th. Dad was at CBS and had to kind of walk home from the Arlington Heights station. And Gina
Yeah.
pulled the sled and all the kids around. It was a big deal, that snowstorm, on my birthday.
Yeah, that was on your birthday. That's
Yes,
right.
it was.
67.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I was looking in the paper for famous people with your birthday. I guess Ellen DeGeneres has a birthday today. She's 63.
She has a
And,
beautiful complexion.
Oh yeah, she does. She does. And there was another actor. Actually, Mom, the actor David Strathairn that you see in a lot of movies is 72, also on January 26th. And Eddie Van Halen's birthday was the 26th. But you know what? I looked up Robert Redford, and it was August 18th. But Paul Newman
It was Paul Newman.
was January 26th.
I switched them both because they both
Wow.
were idols on the
because you
thing.
liked Robert Redford better than Paul Newman, I think.
But Redford was August 18th.
Yeah,
But I was confused. I thought
that's pretty
it was
good.
that one date.
that's pretty good. Eddie
Okay.
Van Halen, man, he
Yeah.
just died a little while ago.
Yeah.
He's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mom, tell us about your birthday. How did you like how we celebrated?
Well, we celebrated it Sunday
Yeah.
because the two girls came over, and Michael, from 10 o'clock in the morning till I think 7 o'clock at night, never sat down once. He's the one that did all the hors d'oeuvres, and he had the flowers out that all the kids got, 6 bouquets, and put them all together in
Yeah.
a big vase.
Yeah, and I went to the
And-
dollar store and I went nuts. I got a 94 that we can blow up in there. I got some some paraphernalia, some little things we could pull a little bomb and have all the confetti
They'd blow
fly all
all
over the
over,
place.
explode.
Had that. Had some candles, some big ones. For each big candle was 10 years, and then we had little ones for 1 year, so we put them on. And what does Mom want to have? She wanted to have lemon meringue pie, so we put it on a little pie and we sang her happy birthday. And that was kind of nice.
But he also had done all of the dips and the fresh vegetables and a quiche that he cooks.
Yeah, I
that
like
he's
that
talked
quiche.
about before.
That quiche, you
And-
guys got to use cauliflower for the base on the quiche, and if you make it right, wow, it's really good. Sorry.
And the taco.
yeah.
and,
yeah, we had tacos.
And then Michael had all of these things that he did, and we went on Zoom, as he mentioned before, with the family.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah, we had set up to be on Zoom and had a real nice time with the whole family.
Grand day on
We-
Sunday.
We sang happy birthday, and then we brought out the cake, and then we sang happy birthday again.
Yeah.
And
So-
Mom blew out the candles, and it was really nice.
So today, my actual birthday, my sister-in-law called from Hawaii, my son called from Connecticut, a friend called Diane, my niece called Arlene, and then Linda stopped by. Lisa was, but she had to work too late. So it's been a busy day, and now we're doing our recording here
Yeah.
for the show. So
Usually we try to do it on Monday night, but hey, we'll make it for tomorrow
Yeah,
at noon.
yeah,
So everything
yeah.
will be good. Anyway, hold on a sec, Mom.
yeah.
So, Mom, tell me about some of the birthdays you've had over the years. I mean, there's probably some that stand out more than others. I mean, didn't you celebrate birthdays when you were a kid, or what did you guys do?
Oh, we did it very quietly. Your mother would make a pie or a cake, but
Uh-huh.
none of us, we had never had birthday parties.
Not really
I
big
think
parties
this
and things.
is why
no.
when I became married and had kids, I wanted to have birthday parties, and I did for all of my kids,
Yeah,
because I'd never had any when I was young.
yeah. Well, that's great.
I do remember that when I was 90, I had a big party here, or at Lisa's house, with everybody flying in from
Oh,
both
yeah.
coasts.
Well, didn't we
And
have
I
one when you were
think
85? Was a
think
pretty
when
big
I
one
was
too.
85 too.
Yeah.
That was here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we had
Yes.
your
Yes.
your brother flew in and your
Yes.
sisters flew
Yes.
in, and that was great.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Well, I remember having a birthday party as a kid when all my little friends were
Oh,
around. I
I
must have been like 8 or maybe 9 or 10, and we had a game. It was, I think it was called Fascination, and it was a ball, big round clear ball that had little cones of balls inside of it, and you had to turn it so that the ball would fall in the other cup. And like in the first time we tried it, we broke one of the little things off inside. It was like, no. And then we went bowling. And
Well,
I
we did a
remember
lot of things.
I scored the lowest score that anybody could ever possibly score. I think I scored a 32. And it was like, wouldn't one kid think just to flub up for a little bit to score like a 29, so I didn't have the lowest score out of everyone, being my birthday and all that? That was kind of embarrassing.
Well,
but-
I had great birthday parties for the girls and boys,
Yeah.
and the only one that I remember as not being able to handle once was Vincent's little group when he was 5.
Oh, really?
Somehow we were in that 2-story home, and they thought it was big the deal to start running up and down the stairs.
Oh.
And I had to corral a couple of them.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Well, here's a question for you. So if you haven't had a birthday that was memorable to you, maybe you had a year in your life that was more memorable than the other ones. What do you think?
Living on a farm, a 400-acre farm, was a very interesting life. We did all the famous little kids things, and I always had a little dog that would follow me around the field. And Mother could never see me because I was short, but she could always see the dog jumping up and down behind me.
Oh, really?
And I was a little towhead with white hair, and had many dogs as I grew up. And our dogs were never kept in the house; they always lived outside in their little dog house or their little world. They were never inside. And as I grew up, and we had all the kids together, as I had 5 sisters and brothers, we did all the kid things that were good. We made tree houses, and we played on the lake, and we took the boat out, and we made houses down over in the woods. We climbed the tall trees. We had a great life. And then as I grew up more, we had a riding horse named Gypsy, had an English saddle, and then I started doing skating shows.
Oh, that's
where
right.
I did shows and had these darling little outfits that you put on, and I could spin and do all of that.
Was there like a specific show that you
No,
practiced really
no,
hard
no.
for, or was there like
No,
a
we did for
contest
contests
or
and
anything like
things
that,
and
or do you have
traveled
any?
around
Did
the
you win any
state.
awards doing that? you
Yes,
had, or-
some,
yeah.
but I don't remember what
okay.
they were now.
Okay.
And then I started singing with the band,
Yeah,
with Carl
yeah.
Gutman's band,
That's right.
when I was in high school, and sang for the whole school in assembly, and was so embarrassed I locked myself in the girls' bathroom because I was so thought everybody would think I did poorly, but I didn't.
I mean, after you're saying you locked yourself in
Yeah,
the,
I was out of here.
Wow, what happened?
And,
How'd you get over that?
I don't
So
know.
you had stage fright, or what'd you
Yeah.
have?
Well, I saw all of the guys with the letters grinning and laughing there, and I just wanted to hide.
Oh,
And
okay.
then going to college, I went to college during the war years when it was more a girls' school. We didn't have as many men on campus.
Right. Right, I
And
remember you said that.
then after I graduated, I worked for Kaufman Brothers women's store on Willamette Street. And before that, I'd worked as an usherette at McDonald's. And I'd worked at the drugstore. I was making cartoons on the glass windows and things.
Okay, but you have to clarify this now. When you say you were you worked at McDonald's, you worked as an usherette at
That was
McDonald's.
a McDonald's theater.
You have to specify
Yeah.
that. It's like, I was an usherette at Burger King.
Yeah.
And I was an usherette at Hardee's.
no,
or
no.
McDonald's. That doesn't make
Not
any
at all.
sense because
There was
the
no
first McDonald's
McDonald's.
was in 1955.
There
and this
was
was
no
way
McDonald's
before
then.
1955.
Yeah,
Okay. So
This was a
McDonald's
McDonald's theater.
was a theater. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was older kind of movies like I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
Buster Keaton or something. Or I don't know.
Oh,
what
no,
was on.
regular, big movies.
What the hell was on
regular
there?
movies.
Okay, sorry.
Just regular
I went back too
movies.
far. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't doing it then.
Okay. Yeah. And then.
Well, I'm going through the years because after that I left and went to Chicago with Loren and Holly Peel. And I went to work for A. Solka and Company, which is a men's custom house on
Right.
the corner of Madison and Michigan Avenue.
That's right.
And I eventually, I became a Catholic. I remember it was a big outstanding thing. And ended up meeting Jim there, who was Catholic.
Yeah.
And I had become Catholic even before I met him.
Yes.
Then we had 5 kids in a row. And
Well, over 8 years.
over about like 10 years.
Yeah.
And that was probably the period of my year, the years when I had the small children that were the greatest.
So that was the 1960s.
Yeah, I'd say.
Like 65, 66.
yeah.
Kids were like 5 and 6 years old,
Yes,
or what?
yeah.
2 to like 8, or what?
About in there.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So those are the years that you really
but
remember.
I think the years with raising 5 little kids, with Jim working nights at CBS as a film editor,
Mm-hmm.
and me not driving and going all over, tugging a wagon behind me full of kids and things.
Because you didn't drive then.
No, I did not. But it was just good years raising the kids and loving them.
Hmm.
You know, as there was Linda, Lori, Michael, Vincent, Lisa.
And
It was a great life.
did
And
you,
I enjoyed, of all those years,
Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed young motherhood very much. Very much.
And did you help us with homework and stuff like that?
of course.
Yeah.
And then I remember the graduations were great years. And then teaching, when I became a teacher, was such a great thing.
Well, as I remembered, Dad had a pretty good job as editor, but we had 5 kids, and it got to a point where he wasn't making enough to live comfortably, and you had to get another job of some kind. Isn't that right?
Well, I wanted to
Yeah.
pay for college and all
Well.
the things that went on, and clothes.
right. So
Summer camps and things.
So you had a bachelor's degree in allied arts and architect, which is interior design, basically. And then what? You decided to become a teacher?
That's right. And
Even though when your father told you that he wanted you to be a teacher, you said no,
No, I never thought
that
I
would
wanted
never
to be
be
a
me
teacher.
being a teacher.
No,
But teaching runs in the family.
Yeah.
Because who else was a teacher? Your
Oh, my
grandmother?
grandmother was. My grandmother Brashears was on that side. One-room schoolhouse teacher.
Wow.
Phyllis' cousin was a teacher. Husband was a principal.
And so it was natural for you to become
yeah.
a teacher, right?
Yep. And I think after this, along came the bad things, like Lori's death in 1982 and Jim passing away early in 1984. So I was 37 years a widow now.
Yeah.
I retired from teaching and worked a little while in an art shop. But the happiest point, I think, when I look back, and I touched on points progressing in my life, was the raising the 5 kids before teaching, before the death, juggling kids, was just a great experience.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when a tornado come along, we'd all go down in the crawl space, throw some cereal boxes down and juggle water,
Yeah.
pull Gina down with us.
I guess we did.
And we had our corgi Gina, which we had in dog shows that we traveled all over, and
yeah.
she'd win.
Right. Yeah, she did pretty good.
And then we had the high points in between of traveling to the Jersey Shore,
Right.
which we always liked almost every year, sometimes
Oh, yeah.
twice a year.
Right.
And to Oregon 2 or 3 times to see the Pacific Ocean. We celebrated Lori's 16th birthday at the beach.
Yeah.
And Wanda, my sister-in-law,
That's
then
right.
baked a cake.
Well, we would sometimes
For
go
her.
summer and Christmas to
Yes,
New Jersey,
yes.
wouldn't we?
So,
Yeah.
but I think when I come back to my array of my life, I won't just say that I didn't have interesting times with grandkids and great-grandkids, But I think one of the nicest times was just being there with 5 little kids,
Yeah.
birthing kids,
Yeah.
tending them, watching them grow up. They were all fascinating and loved them all very much.
Well, I remember you saying that when we were like driving to the East Coast to New Jersey with all the kids in the car and Dad, and you're just looking back on that as being in the car with that nice family with kids going on vacation, and everybody's thrilled about going to the Jersey Shore and going to
Made
the
you pop your
beach
buttons,
and
so to
yeah,
speak.
yeah.
You were proud of yourself. and
I
what-
could imagine that would have
Yeah,
been a really
you
good
had done.
feeling. I
Yes,
could see that
yes.
in a movie
Yes.
scene right now.
Yes.
Driving in this station wagon with 5 kids in there and having a great time on the East Coast.
I won't say that there have been things in my life that were sad, like Lori and Dad,
Yeah,
but I always felt that you owed it to your kids in the world to kind of pick up your shoelaces and go on.
yep,
That
that's right.
nobody wanted to see you going around crying or being upset about things.
Nope.
So you went and led your life in glory. So to be proud, people be proud of what you did.
Well, was there like
Yeah.
a time that you had to take aside for yourself to feel that way, or I mean, did it ever happen that you were like feeling like you needed somebody
You
to
mean to
support
grieve?
you? Or
No,
yeah, I
not
mean,
really. I just
No.
that was my position to be the strong person,
But that was kind of your.
and you did it without malice. That was just
Yeah,
my personality.
that's kind of how you were raised, and that's how your parents
and
were.
my
right?
father was sort of a stern person in a way, that you were strong. You didn't give in to things.
Right.
That you could beat anything if you worked hard enough.
Well, I remember you saying about him when he saw people that were overweight that it was just like a weakness, that they,
Oh yeah, he was
I
very.
mean,
He had a belt buckle, and if he felt he was getting a little bit plump, he'd
Crank
take
it
that
on there.
take that
buckle.
buckle in a
he
little
just
bit.
crank it on a little bit harder,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Wow.
Yes, he
Wow.
self-discipline. That's
He-
what he felt was
he
great.
had a lot of that.
You could, yes,
You could achieve anything with
Yep.
self-discipline.
Yep.
Put your mind to
and
it.
with education
make it hard
and
work,
developing your body.
and you're gonna succeed.
yeah, he was a very up person that way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think you got that from
Yeah,
him too,
I did.
right?
I did.
Absolutely.
And my mother's grit too.
Yep.
She had a lot to overcome in her life.
She
you know.
did. She really did.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. So, Mom, you certainly lived a full life of 94 years, and have many more to come, of course. But are there anything that maybe you wish that you would have done, or that you can still do?
Well, I traveled a lot in Europe, but I would have liked to have gone to Egypt to see the pyramids.
Oh.
Fascinating with the history of the Egyptians and how the pyramids were built.
Oh yeah.
I also would have liked to have gone to the Louvre in
Right.
France, being an art major,
Of course.
and possibly to gone into Russia to the Hermitage, their great art museum,
And what
and
Japan.
well, Japan. We watched this broadcast all the while. Like the Japanese culture, the people very much to
Yeah.
visit. You've been to Japan,
Well,
Michael.
yeah, many years ago. Well,
You
maybe,
liked
maybe,
it.
maybe we can still do some of those things,
Yes,
Mom.
yes.
That's still a possibility. I'll
That's
keep
it.
that in mind, okay? All right. Sounds good. Wow. That's amazing, Mom. That really is.
At one time, I wanted to move and live in the Oregon coast, but I reconsidered because most of my children were all in this area in Chicago.
Right.
So I hope to get out there soon this summer.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely do that, Mom.
Yes.
Things will be changing, and it'll be possible
Okay.
to get out there, and it'll be great.
All right.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Well, happy birthday, Mom, and congratulations on 94th birthday. And here's wishing you many more.
Thank you, Michael. And next time I'm talking to you, I will be 1 week into going on to 95. Yay, Fran.
Yay is right. Woohoo! All right, Ma.
Now let's play it all.
That's a wrap, right?
I hope so. Never saw such a drawn out